Okay, my friends, so on that last question, it's probably kind of hard to answer. Like right now, my confidence interval goes from 1071 to 1586. But if I re-randomize it, let's see what it says. Now it's between 1273 or almost 1300 and almost 1850. So it's kind of hard from looking just at a confidence interval what the parameter value actually would be in the population. But here's the catch. That's as good as you can get right there. That's as good as you can get right there. Because when you run a study, you get an average from that study. And that combined with the margin of error is as good as you can do based on the data you collect. So in this case right here, the best I could say is I'm relatively confident that the average is between 1,273 and 1,846. Without getting too far ahead of Math 243, I want to show you the importance of replicating studies.
Hey everyone, as I was editing this video down, I just listened to myself say replicating studies, and I wanted to make sure that we actually talked about what it means to replicate a study. So studies happen all the time. We're doing one right now in Excel. But every time you hit the F9 button, what you're actually doing is you're doing a new study. A new sample of 30 is being drawn. In the real world, it's much harder than pressing an F9 button. You actually have to go out and get new data each time. But studies still should be replicated, because studies that are done only one time, as you'll see later in this problem even, can be incorrect. And when I say incorrect, it means they're trying to estimate a parameter in the population and they get unlucky randomly and end up being nowhere near where the actual parameter is. So the idea of replicating studies mean you do studies over and over and over and over again, and those repeated studies give you repeated views into the actual behavior of the population. And that's what we're about to get into right here.
Now, as you've been kind of F9ing and re-randomizing over here, in this next tab down here, I've been having Excel keep track of all of the data that you've been collecting. What I want you to do right now is I want you to go ahead and keep re-randomizing your spreadsheet. Press that F9 button a bunch. Eventually, the data will begin to stabilize into a shape that you're going to recognize. Don't worry about why it's stabilizing into that shape. We'll get into that at the end of this course. Just keep F9ing, keep re-randomizing until that graph takes on a shape, and then answer the next few questions below.